Welcome to the show. I'm really excited to have a good friend here and customer, I guess we could call you too, but mostly as a friend. Jen Korney. She's the operations director at Zoo. Zoo is a company that if I didn't have, I tell this to everybody, especially you guys, if I didn't work for myself or have my studio, I'd want to work with you guys because it's one of my favorite clients. And I just think as an organization, really, really unique of what they do. And I don't know, just fun to be around, like a great team. So anyway,
man.
You're representing today, but yeah, I think we should probably have near everybody on your team.
Yeah,
here.
I think so too.
We'll just rotate through. It'll become the Zoo podcast.
Yeah, they'd love that.
Instead of the Studio D podcast. I'll share a little bit about Jen. She's the operations director at Zoo, where she leads with a people-first approach. She blends structure, culture, and collaboration to do that. She started at Zoo as a product owner, moved into resource management. Don't even know what that is. I know what product owner is. And now oversees operations for one of the most creatively driven tech companies in the province. She's also known for her ability to bring out the best in teams. That's my outside looking in opinion of you. You create momentum in complex projects and make work genuinely enjoyable. Her leadership style is magnetic and grounded, rooted in connection, clarity, and an instinctive read on what people need to do their best work. You're a people person. So why I invited you, we've known each other for more than a decade. The first time we met, I don't know if you probably remember, that shoot for Willow's Golf. It was a cover shoot for a local magazine. And
I do remember that.
That was pretty fun. You've been one of the biggest cheerleaders of me and on my studio. Long before we ever worked with you, which was good. And even when you came in the studio today, we did headshots for which team member? Mohammed came in. They didn't pump his tires ahead of time and tell him, or pump our tires ahead of time to him. And he came back with a raving review about us, which
so good.
I love to hear.
Yeah.
Makes me happy. Watching you grow through these roles, has been really cool to see from the outside looking in. You've taken Zoo from just like, it's not just like an employer for you. I think this is what I admire about you and the way you engage with your work, is they're not just your employer, but like they're your family.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, even when I opened the door, you were telling me about today was potluck day of, what was the theme?
Your favorite childhood snack. So I was called sneakers and snacks. You had to wear some funky sneakers and bring something from your childhood.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
We don't do anything like that, but
no.
maybe we should adopt some of your culture
I'll
building
talk about that
activities.
today for sure.
Good. And you're one of this is what I put in my notes. You're one of the people I'd pick first if we were in the same classroom for my kickball team.
So, yeah, for sure.
Just so you know,
good. It's good.
Yeah, you like that?
I did.
All right, we're going to start with some warm-up questions for you.
Okay.
Okay, so we're both Formula One fans, so this is to do with Formula One. But do you remember how surreal it was bumping into Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz at the Formula One Grand Prix, or after the Formula One Grand Prix in Las Vegas?
I do. That was like just even being able to be there was a big deal. I had been through something pretty challenging in my family life a couple weeks before that. And so even just going on the trip was a bit up in the air. And we went in with the expectation, my girlfriend Abby and I, big Formula One fans. We probably the most diehard fans I know is us two. And I've met a few more, yourself and your wife included.
You post so much with Abby. Like I was literally
I thought Abby was my girlfriend.
I was like, you didn't say you weren't. And so...
yeah, no, we're not. but we're big fans of each other. And she, I'm a cheerleader of you, and she's a big cheerleader of me. So that trip was really special for us to go together and watch something we both really love. And we knew going in, like, our tickets weren't fancy. We went on kind of on a budget. We Ironically, I won flights in one of Al's trivia nights, which was a fundraiser for Ashla Nadeau, and we won flights to Vegas. So we thought, okay, well, it's meant to be. We're going to go. But we knew we probably wouldn't see anyone or run into anything kind of like special. But the race was amazing. We were so excited. Ferrari got 2-3. Just gonna point that out.
George Russell won.
Ugh. Big donkey.
I like him.
Yeah, I know people do. I don't get it. But anyways, yeah. So then we're in the airport and we end up having this just like surreal experience where we're down at this very far end of the airport that no one seemed to be at, and pretty much every Formula One team worked their way down there at some point in the day. And all of a sudden we got to meet my favorite driver, which was Carlos Sainz. He literally walked past our bar and then ended up coming into the bar. We got autographs. We got all the things that you would want out of that kind of experience. Like that was the peak experience for me. People don't even get that when they're in like the Paddock Club and they've paid thousands of dollars for it. So, and then when you guys came up and saw us and you guys were like, oh my God, guess who we just met? And we were like, oh my God, guess who we just met? That was pretty fun for us all to have that same experience.
Yeah.
I mean, you should tell about your wife's experience because that was really cool.
So if you watch Drive to Survive, probably one of the most like hunky kind of characters on the show is, if you disagree with me, tell me, but
Chuck.
I think it's Charles Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc. He's
handsome. He's got the long hair, and he drives for Ferrari, which is he's probably the most romantic driver. He's recently engaged.
He's like the Ferrari prodigy of late.
And he's from Monaco, which is like a small country between France and Italy, kind of on the coast of the Mediterranean. Anyway, he's like the star of the show. And then, so the next race was the next weekend in Qatar. And private jets don't fly that far from Las Vegas.
Correct.
So they were flying on I think it was Qatar Airways. I think I looked.
Big commercial end of the airport in Las Vegas.
Going to Doha, the main city. And so, big airliners can fly that far, but small planes can't. So anyway, they're flying. I'm sure they're still flying first class, but
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope all of them are.
I'm sure they can I'm sure they don't even have to pay for it, but
Correct.
if they did,
I'm
sure they would. So we're going through security because it's poverty security for people like me and my wife. And who do we see there? We see right in front of us in the lineup, Charles Leclerc. I didn't even realize it at first.
Going through security like a total just random human.
And he was very tall. That surprised me.
Which he looks very short. Like for anyone who watches Formula One, the guy looks tiny.
Yeah.
And they are tiny.
They're petite, but you just wouldn't have judged him to be. He's probably like 6'1" or something.
Yeah.
And
which is crazy.
Yeah. And then we're just like freaked out, and we're right behind him, so we want to get through, taking your shoes and belt off and getting through the whatever X-ray machine. So my wife Crystal goes first, and then I'm wanting to get through after her fairly quickly. But as I'm doing that, she asks him for a picture, and he agrees. He's so kind and soft, and my wife was just shaking. She couldn't she couldn't go to the phone app or the photo app on her phone because it wasn't on the main screen. And then Charles Leclerc grabbed her. He's like, I'll do it, in his accent, which I cannot copy.
Yeah, it's like a weird mix of like French and
Italian,
Monaco or whatever they speak. Monegasque.
They have like their own language, but he's triple lingual, quadlingual, who knows. So he took the picture, and then finally I got through security, and he did another one with the three of us, which was really cool.
Yeah. She probably just keeps that one as a screensaver though, not the one with you.
Oh yeah, like she, that was that was a highlight for her. So. And then we ran into you within 10 minutes after that.
Yeah, which was it was just such a fun way to end the trip. I don't know if I told you too about how I met the other one. I met Valtteri Bottas in security as well.
I did.
You did?
No, you did tell me that.
Yeah, and the only reason I even ended up back in security, I was totally just like brain fart, like walked through security. I had my red Yeti full of water. And the lady was like, oh, I'm sorry, like you can't have this back. I'm going to throw it out. And I was like, oh, what if I go back through security and dump it and then go back through security? So I went back to save my Yeti, dumped it out. All of a sudden ended up right in line with him too. And no one around me even knew who he was. I mean, he's a reserve driver right now, but
I think we were both on the WestJet flight back together, right?
Yes, we were. Yeah. And so we were all going to security at the same time. And meeting him was extra fun because he's just such a nice guy. And meeting mine was almost a letdown. Like meeting Carlos Sainz was a bit like, it's one of those things where it says like, don't meet your hero. he's not my hero, but
He wasn't in a good mood.
I feel like because he podiumed and had partied the night before, he had no time for fan photos. And I'm just lucky that I just was like, hi, do you want a selfie? And he's like, okay. And then he just like took the most bland picture with me and same thing. So nervous.
Well, he was already fired from Ferrari at that point.
He
so.
was. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, probably not even that.
Yeah, he was.
Like it would have been fresh, fairly fresh, I think, at that time.
Yeah, it was Mexico. They found out.
Okay.
And then he won Mexico.
So
he
sad.
Went, Ferrari.
Yeah. No, I like that guy.
That's why I love him. Yeah, I still love him.
I bought his hoodie. I'm embarrassed to say how much it was, but I'll say it anyway. It was like, I think it was $400 or $500 US, or sorry, Canadian. I think it was like a 200. I think it was like 200 or 300 US for the hoodie. Like it was a proper Ferrari hoodie. Like the screen printing was like thick, and the hoodie's really pretty. But I wish, and then it was packed in my checked baggage. But like, man, to have him sign it, because I bought it knowing he was already off the team, but I was like, he was my first love.
Honestly, and like to see him in one of the last races he'd race, that's why Abby and I were so excited to go to. Like, this would be the last time we'd see them as a team. We love both of them. We love Carlos. We love Carlos's dad. Like, just their whole family is so into racing, and that's what we love. And it was just epic to meet him. And we got his signature and stuff on a few things, but
I got his signature, but on a Charles Leclerc postcard.
I do feel
so
bad.
It's not as special.
I got a signature on my Ferrari hat.
And then we came too late where we asked after.
And he was like, no.
He was not in the mood.
Yeah.
I think one guy ruined it by standing there with a bunch of merch.
Yes.
Guilting him into signing it. Yeah. And then that just shut him down. Yeah. So whatever.
You know what though? Like once in a lifetime. I would love to see racing again, but.
Where's your next venue?
Oof. What can I say? I have a top 3. Okay. Do you have?
Likely, if I was going to go again, would be Montreal.
Oh, interesting.
Because I like the course.
Yep.
And it's Canada, so it'd be fun to go. My ticket for the trip, my tickets for the Las Vegas race were like $1,200 US per person for the 3-day, which was like a deal. This year they were over $3,000 for the same thing. So I don't think I'd go back because like.
I wouldn't go back to the same one.
Yeah.
Not a chance. I think, so I have top 3. Montreal is 3rd.
Okay.
Yep. Azerbaijan, which is, I'm probably just.
Baku.
Azerbaijan. It's the craziest place that like you would never go to. It's so beautiful. It's just north of Iraq. Like it's on the Caspian Sea.
Yeah.
And the circuit is a street
right across,
circuit.
I think, from where Sochi was.
Yeah. The street circuit is really unique in the fact that it has a really modern portion to it, and then it goes through the old city. And I think Baku is just such a beautiful mix of like old and new, and a lot less like intimidating than something like Qatar. But yeah, I love the old, like the iconic castle corner. I mean, it's a crazy track too. People crash on it all the time, Carlos included. So I would go there first. Mexico is second on my list. And
Mexico did good.
Mexico, I think I'm gonna try to go next year to Mexico. It's Mexico City, and Mexico City is apparently like the new LA. Like it's so trendy, and like people really want to go there. It's beautiful and it's vibrant. I have friends I've met through my kids in school. They're from Mexico City, and they've talked nothing but just amazing things about it. And the track is like the coolest. Like it's a big circuit, so it's not a street circuit. I do like street circuits better, but the track going through the old baseball stadium that they've modded to be this big grandstand for Formula One. It's painted beautifully. Then the massive speed of that one straight, like everything about it just is. And then Montreal's third, because to go to the Canadian Grand Prix would be pretty amazing. The fact that we even have one.
What about Brazil?
I like Brazil. Yeah.
After this last race, I'm like, that was probably my favorite race of all time to watch.
I do like how old the track is, like that 2-level, that first straight, the big hill they climb into the finish, the big like retaining wall kind of like layout, all the jungle kind of vibes it gives off. Yeah, that may be 4. Brazil would be a long way to get to.
Yeah, like European countries would be, like Baku was one I thought would be cool. Even Middle Eastern races like, there's the one, Qatar.
Yeah, and then there's Abu Dhabi.
That one would be cool.
Yeah.
So I think that would be neat to go to. They're just different cultures, I think.
And they're beautiful tracks. I would like, what's the ones you would never go to that you're just so like, I have
Miami.
Yeah, same. Miami.
Circuit of the Americas.
Austin. I've been to Austin. Going there for a Grand Prix just feels so off. And What
Yeah,
about Chicago? Chicago's supposed to be new on the circuit. Guess we'll
maybe,
see.
maybe.
Never go the first year.
Yeah,
That's why people hated Vegas. Whereas I thought it was awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you're local, maybe. Well, we'll see. This is year 3.
Yeah.
We
You
could,
never know.
okay, we could
We could
talk
talk about
about
Formula One for
we could talk about
years.
it for. We could just make a show about Formula
Yeah,
One.
we should do
Jen
that.
and Matt's weekly roundup.
Yeah.
Weekly every time there's a race weekend.
Oof, I'd be in. Yeah.
Awesome. I want to go through some questions about how you work.
Okay.
So this is a segment of the show.
I saw that on your little notes to me, and I was like, I wonder what that is. So I'm ready for it.
Like blue or black pen kind of questions.
Okay.
I'm a black pen kind of guy. It's not that question, but
okay.
But you could answer that now that I brought it up.
Red pen, which is weird.
Weird.
I know. I love a red pen.
Okay, well, we're in it. Okay, do you prefer digital note apps or, I mean, you're a tech company. Do you prefer digital apps for things like planning and notes, or do you prefer like a notebook, like a Moleskine or something else?
It's a very good question. So when I was a product owner for 8 years, I use a notebook like religiously, and I have them all saved. I even have my first notebook from Zoo when I started, and then over the years just collected them all. They're all still in my office drawer. I don't have an office, but they're in my drawer. But now I find I lead a lot of meetings, whereas before I would lead, but I'd also have to listen. And now I end up being sort of the driver of a lot of meetings, and I like to take notes digitally. So we use Slack. I write notes to myself all the time in my own Slack. We also use things like Gemini, like in Google. We're a Google company, so we use things like Gemini to transcribe and send us little notes after. So yeah, I'm excited. I don't really write anything down right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all digital.
Do you prefer, well, I was going to ask Slack, email, or in-person conversation, but I mean, yeah, tell me.
Oof, I like in person.
Yeah.
I think you've got a question later on about how we manage remote work, and I can get to that after. But I think there's a benefit of an in-person conversation, which is like you get that immediate interaction. It's a lot less work for you because you don't have to type things. You can articulate things differently. You can use your emotion and show it, or make sure people understand your tone a lot better. So I love an in-person, especially if we have to solve something that involves a complex discussion in person. And when I say in person, I don't care if that's through a screen or in someone's actual presence, face to face, like voice to voice. But Slack conversations are just a part of the necessity. It's a good way to write next steps. It's a good way to translate what happened in a meeting. Even if I have an in-person meeting, or if anyone does, I always encourage them to go into Slack and write notes afterwards. Yeah, so both, but mostly in person.
All right, one tool your team couldn't survive without.
Slack.
Actually.
Yeah.
So we have like the free one. So delete, I think it's like 30 days.
Oh, yeah.
You can't see it.
We have like the super, super robust one. And so because we have lots of remote workers and remote clients and people can work from home, Slack is our main communication tool. And it's also integrated. So, we have like monitoring on some of our sites, and it will send us a note in that project channel when something might have gone down. We host a lot of our sites. So that is a visibility tool for us in a major way.
It's just always open,
always open.
notifications.
I always have like that in my view.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm adding this one on the fly.
Okay.
iPad versus laptop.
Oh, laptop.
Do you even use an iPad?
No.
I find them such weird devices.
I know people who use them and love them. I'm a phone laptop girl. There doesn't need to be an in-between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we photograph a lot of conferences, so I see people taking notes with their like Apple Pencil, and I'm like,
no. And here's the thing, I write like a 4-year-old boy. Like I don't know what that means, but I write really messy and really bad, and I hold my pen really hard, and I cramp up after like 3 words. I've just never been a good writer, so I would way rather type.
Okay.
You might not have this question on here, but something people ask is like keyboard or laptop, especially when you have like your laptop and the screens.
Yeah.
And laptop.
Yeah.
We ask that all the time around our office. So I put my laptop right down in front of the screen. I have my screen up here. I just drag up and down and use my laptop. You're
typing on your trackpad or mouse person?
Yeah, no trackpad.
Yeah, I'm a mouse person.
Yeah.
I hate trackpads.
I think for your role that makes sense.
Yeah, we actually use gaming mice. because they're like
Mm.
super accurate.
Yeah.
And you can change, like they have buttons to change your sensitivity right on them.
So you don't like the Apple mouse? That's what I have, and it is
Oh
the
my
worst.
gosh.
I
Y-
love it, but I don't need it
You
to
know
be
what?
precise.
You know what I hate about Apple products is
Yeah.
their hard edges. Like actually even the
Yeah.
phones. Remember like what was it? The 11?
The Pebble.
The 11, well, the Pebble phone from Motorola was good. I used to sell cell phones.
No, but even like the Apple Pebble, it was like a pebble. One of the first
Oh,
ones,
yeah.
very round.
I find I don't like touching hard edges, and I find when I'm typing on the laptop, that hard edge where you're like against your wrist,
That's valid.
it's cringy to me.
Do you know why I type on it? Because I go to so many meetings that for me to unplug, so to go from like a keyboard, which is really wide and spaced out and way more ergonomic,
Apple keyboards are the same size on.
they are, but I
What-
hate going from a keyboard, which is different than my laptop. Every time I have to context switch, I'll be like, oh, my hands have to be a bit closer. I just
Yeah, that's
like the
fair.
fact that I use my laptop to type here, and I use it to type over there, and I use it to type over there.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's like my own body thing.
Do you, we've answered a bunch of these. I'm skipping a bunch. Favorite way to celebrate small wins?
Well, okay. I love being a cheerleader. I want people to know when they've done a good job at any level. I also want to give people feedback on when maybe they can be doing a better job. That is my role for some of the people I manage. But I want people to know, like, even just the smallest little things, like you take the time after every meeting to put your notes in the channel and communicate. I like to celebrate that. So just a verbal, like, hey, man, just so you guys know, you're doing a really good job. That's the easiest way you can possibly tell someone. It's not lip service, it's real. But at work, we have a shout out channel, and we try to put anything in there, anything we want to like give someone props for. And I love that channel. I like love it. And I love seeing people put stuff in there. I love being like, hey, shout out to this person. They shoveled the walkway for us in the morning without being asked. Like, it's just a way to, and then the whole company sees it. And then they all react. They all have little like dancing emojis and claps. And yeah.
It's good for morale. It's good for team.
I don't know.
Praise is free to give. And I find it's like, I do this on LinkedIn a lot.
Yeah.
It's just like actually even like people you could view as my competitors, like I'll be like, well deserved. Like,
Yeah.
what you like, I'm like, I love what you did. Like, just say it. Or like even liking a post on Instagram was just like,
that's a really good point. Like, just a simple thing like that, I think is my favorite way because it's quick, it's free, like you said. And I don't think people do it enough. I don't think people go out of their way to say good job.
it's good.
Enough.
It's good for you to do it for others.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Let me pick. If you could ban one workplace behavior forever, what would it be?
One workplace. I have kind of two, but I guess they tie into each other. But like, and it's not that I'm, I've been there before, but
Call them out.
yeah,
Say their name.
being
Just
direct and not even saying their name, but like being able to like say something to someone that, something that they're doing that, affects your day or something that they could do differently to improve things. I hate roundabouts. I hate when this person goes to this person, this person, this person. It's like, just, we got to be able to tell people to themselves. Don't get me wrong. I have that fear too sometimes, but I need to work to get over that too. But that is what I would change. If people could just like be very direct with each other, I think we'd all be better people.
In our team meetings, we have a confrontations part.
Oh, like on purpose.
On purpose.
I love that.
And the reason we do it is there's something about keeping, like, you don't want team members to resent each other because of the.
Oh, it's like toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my team vibe is very important to me, especially my personality, and because I have, we have a small team. It's only 4 people, or including me, and so keeping sort of short accounts where nothing gets out of hand, and then so whatever it is, like, have the talk, call out the thing. Yeah. I have a problem actually as a boss where I really like getting nice guy points.
Who doesn't, though?
But if I'm addicted to that, I may not be as willing to call people out, right?
Or accept what they're calling you out on.
Yeah, and like, I've had to learn these skills, and like, yeah. just talking about the thing, like, like our team, they take turns keeping the studio clean. I mean, we have a robot that vacuums it and mops the floor, and
Yeah.
it's literally like take the garbage out like it's your week. We
Yeah.
just do it by the week.
Yeah.
And so
What do you call it? You call it confrontation corner?
we just call it confrontations. It's just like a
Oh,
section of our team meeting.
I got to figure out a way to incorporate that. And here's the thing. I know that sometimes personally, um, like I'll have something shared with me in a roundabout way. And I wish that that person felt comfortable sharing it with me directly. It's so much more effective. I understand the context. I could probably have a learned changed behavior very quickly. But I also know that creating space for that is more important than anything, and that's what I'm working on. That's where I need to grow, is to like be more accepting of those confrontations or that feedback in the moment, so that people aren't afraid to give you that feedback to your face.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. Space for it. We the other thing we do as a company is we do like quarterly reviews for everybody. And that's sort of and because we do our confrontations pretty often, it's like those meetings are more like goal setting.
Yeah, that's great.
And I gotta share, like, there's definitely, like, it starts out with like some praise.
Yeah.
It's really not a place to, like, Melissa, she's on maternity leave right now. You've met her. But she sweats a little bit, and I'm like, there's nothing to sweat about. Like, because
That's the thing.
we always talk about if something isn't fitting, we'll talk about it. Like, we'll just sit down in this room, actually, often if it needs to be private, and
I
whatever
think
it is.
a good leader, and I hope I'm becoming this. I also hope this for my leaders, and we talk about this lots. A good leader will share things all the time, or coach you all the time, or share feedback all the time. I have one-on-ones with my my team members. I think there's 4. I say I think because it shrinks and grows as we need business levels, but I have one-on-ones weekly with them, and lots of times they're just telling me how things are going. But then also my job is to give them feedback and coach them through things maybe they're learning or growing through. And I feel like if I waited till their once a year 360 review, I'm not being a good leader to them. No one deserves to wait a year to learn something or grow.
So if people are not doing a job that they're like, people know if they're not quite hitting the mark.
I think so too.
And then when they don't, then their behavior goes a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Like it'll come out in weird ways, like self-sabotage or like withdrawal, or like withdrawing from the team, or maybe they avoid team lunches, or they avoid people. I'm not saying this from like, actually, I'm not calling anyone out on my team for that, but those can be trends. And like I think people want to do a good job. So when you can, and if they're not, like, it's usually like, and this is what I've learned from like having business coaches and different mentors throughout my career. If you talk to them, like if you call them out and address it, like usually it's usually like a simple thing. Like they just don't know what a 10 out of 10 job looks like, or maybe they don't have the tools to do the job you want. Specifically, actually, I have a story about one of my old teammates. I put on him, okay, you got to make a vlog every week. That's one of your jobs. And then I'd ask him, how's it going? Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. And then finally, by like Thursday, it was due Friday. Well, I don't know what you want from me. I'm like, well, then why did you tell me it was good? So he was deferring because I'll take my opinion of the situation. Was he didn't really know what I wanted and needed direction, but he didn't want to ask that because he also didn't want to seem like he wasn't competent.
100%. Yeah.
And so then I kind of learned, like, that was on my part to articulate in detail what it would be that I want versus like to give someone to say, make a vlog. It's like, well, about what's the style? What should it be like? So addressing those.
It's funny, as leaders, you expect people to ask questions, and then when they don't, you do have to sit back and say, well, why didn't that happen? Right. And sometimes it's self-reflecting. Did you prevent them? Did my behavior prevent them from asking or wanting to learn more? Am I coaching them in the right way? Like, being a leader is hard.
Well, yeah. Okay. Here's another thing I learned. I would say something that was really important to me that I wanted to happen, but it'd be like the side of a desk comment. Oh, I really want this to happen. And then I have this tendency to spout lots of things like that. So then when I thought something was serious, it wasn't interpret it as like it was important to me. And so then again, me to learn, clearly communicate,
Yeah.
document it, having documentation, just emailing about it. Actually, every time I talk to my team, if let's say we do like a quarterly bonus, like a financial thing or something, or some sort of goal setting, it's like, or even just like, some sort of promise.
Yeah.
They'll remember that and I might forget. And then it's my job to make sure I get it, because not everybody wants to bug me about, oh, if we did this goal, you said you would give us, a bonus or whatever. And so now it's like, we always document it, raises, circumstance, any like anything like that, just document it. And then,
I completely agree. And I find like growth in your own leadership area, whether other people see it or not, you have to really like stay true to like your own growth, because, there aren't the people you're managing. It's not their job to evaluate you on whether or not you're being a good leader. Their job is to do their job, and your job is to help yourself understand, are you being a good leader? And it's okay to ask them that and ask for those things. But I also find it translates to relationships, right? Like it really just comes down to being okay to communicate better, write things down, like use communication tactics that follow up with what you say and what you do. And that's at the end of it, that's the root.
Tell me how you got into your position. Like your background was a commerce degree in marketing, right? Or no?
I actually didn't have a commerce degree, so I'll clarify that. I didn't.
Sorry, okay.
I went. This is funny. My goal in life, my dream in life, was to be a physiotherapist. I had a lot of injuries when I was.
You're close.
Basically. Well, yeah, you laugh, but I had so many injuries when I was a kid growing up skiing that I was like, yeah, I had so many physios. I wanted to be a physiotherapist. Went to school, got into U of S, went down that path, realized this is really hard. I don't know if it's for me. And luckily had the freedom to choose a different path. I ended up going into a marketing college. So I didn't take a degree, but I took a diploma. And I didn't really go into traditional marketing roles after that. I had one very traditional marketing role, and that was at the Willows. But
where we met.
Yeah, where we met. And prior to that, I had done lots of event management. So like working on the sales team, selling and managing and delivering events, which is very translatable to project management. You are managing a project of a sort. It's just the industry was different. So I did that for many years, probably almost 10, I think 2023. I moved out to Invermere, and I did basically that same kind of job all the way until I was done at the Willows in 2008. Sorry, that doesn't make sense.
2003 to 2008.
Yeah, into 2008. And then I had kids, did that marketing role at the Willows. There just wasn't a lot of room for growth. Loved the place, loved the people, loved the things I learned there, and decided I was always very techie. We've had a computer since I was a little girl, way before lots of, people my age had one. And so just felt very comfortable around software and computers, managed the website, had built websites on my own. And so decided to go and work at Vendasta and started working there in
Household Saskatchewan name.
Yeah, it is now. At the time there was 50 people, and it was quite small, and they were still really off in like a lot of directions. And learned a lot about software, learned about development, learned about the tools they use, and there's still tools we use today like Jira and all these kind of project management software tools. Wasn't my place. That's okay. I learned there, and right away got a friend at Zoo said, you should come work here. And
Who was that friend?
That was Chelsea Schafel.
Okay.
Do you know Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she was a project manager or product owner. And yeah, just found a good niche. Every project manager does things a little bit differently. I think my skill was a lot of people.
I think you're the reason I work with Zoo at all.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pump my own tires, but when we needed headshots,
yeah,
I 100% was like, we got to hire this guy. He's awesome.
Actually, you know what? I photographed Tony and Ryan, the founders of Zoo, probably the same year I shot that cover for Flow, because Tony and Ryan were on the cover.
Okay, so
it was like a 6-month span. I think I shot them probably like.
Oh, and then we did that big project job too.
Yeah.
We had people bid on that, but that was, yeah. So got into it kind of like that. It just, my event management stuff evolved to project management, and I got the chance to work when I started at Zoo. The team there really took their time and gave me time and space to like shadow along for a long time. And not everyone gets that opportunity. Sometimes our business volumes are high. Sometimes we're hiring when we really need someone. And I felt like I got a really good intro. And being there for, 8 years before I shifted to my new roles really gave me a really wide breadth of understanding of, I helped do custom projects. I helped do websites. I helped understand the support model. Our strategy department didn't even exist back when I started. So I watched that kind of evolve with the designers and the strategists and Albert's vision. And that was really cool to see and build up just to this place where I felt like I really understood the business. I understood how projects work. I understood how the client success was a huge factor for us. And at the time, our HR and operations gal, she just said, hey, like, I think we want to create this new role for you. It's a resource manager. You're going to do, a bit of this, and you're also going to manage resources. And what that really meant was we have projects that come in at different times. They come in with different skills. They come in with different, sorry if I'm jumping ahead.
No. I was just like, because your current title is operations, and that was the one.
That was the one you had weird
Product
question.
owner,
Resource manager,
and
now I still manage resources as the operations director. So it just kind of fed into that once the operations director at the time left. I just kind of understood how it worked, and that the experience here led to the job here. So
what technically does an operations manager do?
For sure, that's a very good question.
Do you know?
Yes, I do know.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, I had my one-on-one with Tony right before this, and they asked everyone they're interviewing, they try to do regular check-ins, and they ask 6 questions. And one of them is, do you feel clear about your role? And I definitely feel clear about my role. My role is multifaceted. So I manage a group of people. I manage the product owners and the processes and project delivery. And that is really the sort of core area that speaks to my experience. So helping them do their job better, coaching them, mentoring. I step in when they need it. I step in if someone goes on leave or if someone has sick time, I'll just help and get right in there. Also kind of oversee the operational processes when it comes to project management. So
like if I was to ask, what are you accountable most for?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
Yeah, to the project managers, making sure our projects are delivered on time, making sure they're delivered on budget, making sure we have and so to go along with that, I also.
So you need a full picture at all times.
Yeah, and I love
what's our
that.
pulse of all the things we're doing, and then
we do a lot of different things, and so one part of that is keeping up to that. Like for example, in Slack, like I'm in every project channel, every client channel. I have a little bit of a pulse of like, oh, this is going really smooth. That's great. That's what we want. Or this weird little part is going off the rails. How can I support, the project manager or the team?
How many like max so far simultaneous? Like obviously you have the projects you do probably run 20. Like I would assume some of them are like 2 years or more. Maybe I'm wrong. Or ongoing.
All over the place.
Yeah.
There's really no rhyme or reason. Some of them have 3 phases. Some of them have 3 phases in different years.
So what's the most simultaneous projects you're typically managing? Because I assume some of these teams also have multiple projects.
Yes, they do.
They're accountable
each project manager has multiple projects and clients. And when I say and clients, we have a model where we not only do we go through projects, but oops, I just ruffled your mic up. We go through a phase where after we've launched the project, we try to become their long-term partner. So we host their site and we do what's called support and optimization. So we have a monthly kind of retainer and we make sure that their site is bug-free and that everything's running smoothly month to month to month to month. So a project manager will usually have 2 or 3 projects at a time, and then they'll likely have a couple support and optimization clients going on at the same time. When I say optimization, that a lot of the clients after we launch, they'll want to engage in sort of regular feature changes or feature updates or mini projects. So once that's your client, you kind of like take that client on and you develop your relationship with them as the project manager. You also have an account strategist that comes along for the ride with you, helps kind of foster the relationship from a different angle. But yeah, they do a lot. They also manage their teams. So they manage their people. Their people want to take time off. So let's say I have project managers who manage 3 or 4 developers each. or a couple designers or a couple strategists. If their team wants to go on holidays, they're kind of, they help facilitate that with their team. If the team needs regular meetings to like talk about their team stuff and how their team is progressing and any development in the department, they help facilitate that.
So if this was like the movie Moneyball, are you the Brad Pitt character, the Jonah Hill character, or the Philip Seymour Hoffman character?
I don't know. I only watched it once and I think I fell asleep
in it. That's like my favorite movie.
I know. I'm sorry. Come up with a different movie.
I don't know any other ones.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Well, Brad Pitt in that movie is like, trusting Jonah Hill to know what he's doing, but then empowering his process to build the team a certain way. But then the Philip Seymour Hoffman was like redundant or reluctant to play the team differently.
No, I guess I'm Brad Pitt or a combo.
Maybe it's a bad analogy.
No, I don't. Well, so part of like helping the project managers run is making sure they have the right resources. So, and then making sure that when a project comes in, it goes to the right team with the right people. Because not all our projects are the same.
Like, do you make the call on building the team for the project?
Yep.
Or does...
Yep. I help.
Okay.
The best part is I happen to know everyone's skills and strengths and weaknesses, but you know who else does? They're department leaders. So I often will we have a unique project come in. It's not a normal one, let's say. It's got some unique deliverables in the strategy phase or some unique output. We're building it in something we've never built before. Well, I'm not going to make that decision on my own. I'll consult with the directors of those departments and say like, okay, what do we do here? And then I'll help facilitate all those parts coming into play. So I think
you're Brad Pitt.
Okay. I can't always make the call. A great experience and an efficient experience is when I can make the call.
You hire people? Like, are you part of the HR process?
Yeah, I'm part of what's called people strategies.
Okay.
Yeah. So
are you in charge of identifying for lack of a better word, a deficiency? Like you don't have a certain skill set in the reservoir or the bucket of talent, and then you're like, okay, we need this, and this is how it could work, and then you pitch it to Ryan and Tony or a team.
You know what's funny is it kind of comes from all angles. Like sometimes Ryan and Kit, who are our director of growth strategy sales, they will see a need, like, because they'll have a business development opportunity come in, and they might be like, oh, you know what, like this is calling for this type of developer. Hey, Jen, we think we might need to like look at some options for a developer who can use this kind of tool or build or develop in this technology. And so then we'll collaborate together. So sometimes it doesn't even come from me. I might just help either talk through the options or say, ooh, this is like a really crazy idea. Like,
are you pretty aware of like you've been in this industry for like quite a long time now.
Yep.
And it's like, when they have a need, you kind of like go through your mental Rolodex of people you've met throughout your entire life. Like you needed a photographer and you're like, go for Matt.
Yes. Well, things like that. Developers, it's funny, like most of the developers who've left Zoo, they're at a great place right now. They're somewhere in the city working for another great company. So, and because Zoo has built in, we build in what's called like, we build Drupal sites. So that's a CMS. And a CMS is a content management system. So we have a very like specific niche specifically for websites. We usually build websites that people can use in the back end and deliver content to on a regular basis. But we also build custom applications. But in the custom application world, we have focused on a few technologies. And we often don't seek out business outside of those. Or if we get an opportunity, we'll say, okay, our team in here is very skilled. They might focus on what we normally do, but often they'll have the skill to like learn as they go or branch out. So it's been rare that I've had to do that because often we can leverage our people in-house, but we have also gone the route of contracting out. So we've contracted developers, we've contracted designers, we've been contract developers and designers ourselves. So yeah, I don't know. We haven't had to like really, really lean on that yet, but we have before in the odd case. Just because if we see a job, we're like, oh, like we don't even want to explore that because like the developers hate working in it or it's shitty or you know what I mean? So we might not even like want to go there.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole like breadth of languages gets really vast. So
we're we're totally off the rails here,
That's
which
okay.
I'm totally fine
I'm
with.
gonna blame you on that.
No, I don't mind.
Okay.
My last interview was like same thing.
Yeah, I mean that's okay
These
though.
are prompt sheets for me to
Yeah.
like, this is
Figure out where we're
I'm
going.
Jimmy Fallon and I got my cue
You're
cards.
the bus
but
driver. Where are we going?
I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. I'll know when I get there though.
I love it.
I think we're on the track though.
Okay, good.
Why don't I go in? Like some of these I know you prepared some stuff.
Yeah, kind of, or tried to.
But I'm like, as a business owner myself, I think what I see in you that inspires me is that people side. So you're very magnetic as a person.
Thank you.
Gravity, you could say. How do you create the same sense of support and momentum for the teams you lead? Because you're definitely like you're in a leadership role. Like,
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure I have that figured out. I think that I'm very like humbled and happy you see that in me. I think that what I'm challenged with as a leader is I've always been very strong, vocal, dominant, one would say. I kind of take on this side of some of these like really intense characteristics, self-confident, like, and I used to always pride myself in those, but that's not always what a leader needs. And so I think that, when I think of the personality traits that you see, I love that because I would love to feel like I'm embodying that on a regular basis. But I think I actually could lean into trying to embody that more. And when I say that, it's like going through your own kind of growth leadership journey. Things I want to do better is like be more empathetic, be softer, be more open, less dominant, leveraging my self-confidence and experience, and more letting people in, letting people lead, and using that as a strength. So it's again, I'm very honored that you see those qualities, but I'm not sure that's how I've been leading, and I really would like to get there.
Well, how would you say you've been leading? A little self-assessment here.
Well,
This is our one-on-one.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. I think, like I said, I try to lean on these strengths that I've grown up with. Like as a person, you're led a certain way in your life based on how you're raised, what you did for your younger life. I was in a very competitive sport and a family of very competitive people, and I think I was always like fighting for a voice, or like fighting to be seen. And that translates to a lot of, challenging traits, I think, when it comes to being a leader. So I'm lucky that, someone like Tony and Ryan, even they are good at checking me to be like, hey, you know what? You should just listen more. It's not like it's the first time I've heard that. So I have to. No, I'm a talker, and I like what
How many siblings do you have, by the way?
I have. Well, it's complex, but I have 3 older brothers and an older sister. My one older brother has passed away, but I come up from a really unique family, and I talk about it all the time, but I am adopted. I
didn't know that.
My real parents passed away when I was quite young, and their best friends at the time adopted my sister and I. So we were adopted into a family when I was 5 that we knew and loved, and they did a great job raising us.
So
and
Barb was your mom's,
was my adoptive mom.
And she's your mom's closest friend.
Yeah, they were besties back in the day.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did my mom's headshots.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, it's like a decade ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Again, you cheerleading me.
So I'm doing a lot of self-reflection lately on my leadership style, and I've been introduced to a mentor and like all the things that are really key steps in just becoming a better leader. And I think I was like really cocky and had this ego, like, what do you mean? Like, I know how to lead. I lead all the time. I've been a coach in my past life, and all these experiences led me to believe like I was going to be just this natural leader. I think I am a natural leader, but my leadership style sometimes doesn't land as it should. And for me to be effective, I need it to land. I need it to land with different types of people. In operations, you have both the privilege and the detriment of seeing the full picture. And sometimes that all you see is the glaring gaps in things. And you think, okay, I can help fix that. But then if you're not landing as a leader to that person, then nothing's going to get done. You have to have a collaborative team. And sometimes, promoting collaboration involves being a different leader for different types of people, especially in my job, which I feel like is the big circle of it all. And then every department kind of contributes to help us, sell and deliver.
I feel like personal development is like mostly knowing yourself. Like changing yourself is not really...
Changing yourself is really hard.
Is it even possible?
I don't know.
I don't think it is. I feel like it's like if you know yourself and you're aware of where you're, like you said, cocky was the word you used.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and definitely I had that trait growing up. I have my own traits, and I'm like, at least if I know I'm like that, then I can be aware. And if someone calls me out on it, I'm like, okay, yeah.
Well, I think I thought the same thing. I think I thought that was enough for me to be aware. I'm very aware. But stopping it in the moment is a really hard thing.
You said you have a mentor now?
I don't have one yet, but I haven't been introduced to one that's a possibility. So,
okay. Well, that was actually my next question, is like, for leadership, as far as like growing that skill set, you like, and we kind of already talked about this. Like, I can't really talk to my team and ask them if I'm doing a good job, because like, they can't.
It's
the
subjective.
Fear of them, and if they might have fears to call me out on something, right? Like,
well, there you go. That's so, and I don't want them to have that fear.
Yeah.
But they'll have that fear. That's a natural thing for them to have.
Yeah, it's like a power thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then the things. Yeah, and you can't have, it's not like an equal footing. Though like they're like, my team's equal to me.
Same.
Like they're human being, and worth is exactly.
Yep.
Like, I believe this just about any human, but like we're all, the worth of us is all the same.
Yeah.
There's no one above me and there's no one below me.
No, and I think lately I'm lucky. I will say I'm lucky because I have really good people in my life around me. One, Tony and Ryan are amazing, and I specifically connect a little bit differently to Tony because I meet with him regular on things he needs from my role. So I get to meet with him once a week, and there's an element of, he's very open and honest. He also is very willing to have open and honest conversations. So that's sort of one person who helps kind of coach me in a slow but progressive direction. Karen, who works at Zoo, she just, like, sometimes will say something that's so honest that it's a good self-reflection. You're like, oh yeah, okay. I get that now. And unless someone says it to you, sometimes you don't know, like, how are you supposed to be your mirror all the time, right? And then I have a senior product owner on my team who, like, she just pushes me to be more accountable to my role. So she pushes for excellence from me. And I think that's helped me grow in a different way. And of course, like, I spend a lot of time with my dad now. I think I had shared, like, my dad got in an accident last year, and he's paralyzed now. And I didn't used to spend a lot of time with him. And it's a weird reflection when something like that happens and you all of a sudden have all this time to spend with him. And all we do is talk. And now I feel like I get to, he was a business owner his whole life. He was an entrepreneur. He's real estate. He was very self-driven. And worked really hard and had a lot of success and a lot of failure. And I think it's just another person in my life I get to talk to. So that's exciting because it's weird how things work like that. You just get this, you have to see the good in things like that. And that is the good that I'm pulling out of that scenario, is that I get more time to talk to him. And he's a very good mentor. So
I bet he loves it.
Yeah, he does. He likes when I bring his dog to visit. But I think he likes me too. Yeah. So I think that's the only way you can grow, is I have to start reminding myself I don't know it all. I can always be growing. And who do I lean on around me to do that?
You know what I've learned about, like, the one thing I feel, maybe I got it wrong. As I get older, I realize I was wrong about a lot of things, but like no one, this is what I think. No one knows what's up.
No.
And when I think about that, like, not like there's definitely a place for experience and wisdom, but like there's this illusion that someone's got it figured out.
Yeah.
And actually one of my favorite things about even just doing this show is like, when you sit down and talk to someone in person, you hear the real things. You see, in Instagram, you see just the best, and you're like, and I'm like so self-conscious, so self-conscious.
Me too.
And then when I talk to people, it's like, oh, that's how it really is. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, just, being able to relate to people, I don't know. And then I go sit in a room for, planning a project, when I was just starting, super imposter syndrome, still have it, still get nervous. Like we had a big shoot this week. It was 2 full days of shooting, and I didn't sleep super good the night before. And that's just like a thing I've learned to live with. But there's a bit of like feeling of like, it's okay that I don't have it figured out. And also these people don't. And then what's the worst that could happen is almost like the thing I lean on. Like, it's hard for me to like, I can't just say what's the worst that could happen.
Yeah,
And then
your business is at stake.
I feel better.
Yeah.
But like, it's like the worst that could happen is not that bad.
No.
It's like, I'm not saving lives. I'm,
I was going to tell you my line at
tell
work.
me the line.
We're not saving lives or delivering babies. We're building websites. And I think I stole that from someone who used to work there, but I say it a lot because people put a lot of pressure on themselves. And that's my little way to say, let the air out. Like, it's okay. Yes, we do. You're proud of your job and you want to do a good job, and we want you to do a good job, and I want to do a good job, and whatever that means. But at the end of the day, I'm not a surgeon. I'm not operating on someone's brain. Someone's life is not at stake in our field of work. Therefore, we need to like take a step back and chill out.
Yeah.
And even when I say that out loud to someone, it's a good reminder to myself, like, oh, okay. Like, we're all just human.
Yeah. I saw this podcast clip from a guy I really like. His name's Alex Hermosi.
Yep.
Maybe you've heard of him.
I have not.
He's kind of like the Gary Vaynerchuk sort of.
Oh, yeah.
I would say he's like the new Gary Vaynerchuk in my life. Gary Vaynerchuk.
That was funny. I was just going to let you roll.
Gary Vaynerchuk. It's terrible. But he said something. He's like, the stakes are low. Like, we're still in preseason. Like, that's his mentality. He's like, and he's like built quite a big business. Like, he writes books like $100 million deals, $100 million offers. Like, he started as a coach for helping gyms become profitable because he was a fitness guy, and now he's just leaned into like business. And then he's on all these podcasts like with some of the leading people, like Diary of a CEO. I think his name's Stephen Bartlett. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I follow that, then hearing him in a recent thing say like, this is just preseason. So he just like, we're just getting going.
Dumbs it down.
And even for this podcast, I was like, we're just starting it out. Like, I didn't have a show name until like this week.
Oh, what is it?
The Studio D podcast.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which
checks out.
Because you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. I want the clips anyway. That's all I want.
Yeah.
If people listen to the whole thing,
yeah.
Like there will be people, like a lot of people listen to podcasts on the side of their desk.
Yeah.
Or filming it. They can put us in a little. Our team actually, when you edit photos, you don't use your language side of your brain. So you can edit photos and listen and have like stuff on.
Yeah.
Emailing, and there's certain tasks.
Spreadsheets.
I can't look at anything data. Like I can't I could have it on. I can't pay attention.
Same.
But when you edit photos, it's actually, I don't edit anymore, but I edit once in a while, probably like once every 2 months.
Yeah.
I'll be editing. Like, oh, it's so nice. It's like
very therapeutic.
It's a break for that one side of my brain. So
I should give myself a break on that side.
Wow. It's hard, but anyway, the stakes aren't that important.
It's a very good point, and telling yourself that on a regular is probably helpful.
I think even as an employer, like sometimes I'm like, cash flows, we're seasonal, and I'm like, we do $1 less in revenue from the year before or the month before or anything. Like, I'm very emotional about things, and I'm like, this is it. This is the start of the decline. Then the next year is like fiscally, it's like, oh, we did way better. Oh.
I know.
So the emotional side to the logical side, it's not
and we
connected.
all have recency bias. Like, we really do, especially when you're like solving problems or doing projects. You think of the thing that went wrong the most recently, and then that's what sort of like overshadows a lot of things. And like, part of my job is to remind people like of the successes and the growth we've all had, because like we really are, as a society, will focus on the negative. It's very hard to focus on like, whoa, wait, just wait, take a step back. Look at what you just did in the past year. A lot. But
lower the stakes for yourself mentally.
Yeah.
This is like a therapeutic session for me, by the way.
Yeah,
As
I love
say,
it.
I find when I say things out loud, it
Yeah.
like in those moments, like I have these realizations in the moment.
Yeah.
But like,
It's very good for your body and just to actually get things off your chest. I've been reading about that lately, about people that talk out loud in their car, like get things off their chest to themselves, just voicing it and getting out of your body. It's sort of like this like holistic Chinese medicine thing where getting it out of your system is actually very healthy for you, whether you're just talking to yourself or you're talking to someone else.
I like that.
It's therapy.
Just right, make it podcast.
Yeah, podcast
It's way
therapy.
cheaper. Way cheaper. Yeah. I was gonna say one other thing. I'll just look at my notes here real quick.
'Kay.
I like where this is going. We're gonna have to end it soon though.
I know.
We'll save something for another
Yeah,
episode.
okay.
As we said, this is gonna become the Zoo podcast.
I love it. I love it.
I'm gonna take Albert's throne off the podcast for the team. And, yeah, I'm just kidding. Let's do. We're going to talk about AI for a little bit.
Yeah.
Why don't we like some of the tech side? I think that'd be kind of fun to get into.
Yeah, it's funny. Like,
I'll preface it for anyone listening. We were just at X Camp
Yeah.
with you guys, photographing the event. Maybe a month in it, but last month it was, which was really
October,
cool.
yeah.
You guys brought in a lot of amazing speakers. AI seems to be a tech thing you were saying earlier, just as you walked in the studio.
Yes.
Anytime you go to dinner, like people they want your opinion on it. So yeah, share it with me how that's changing what you do, what's cool. It seems like there's a lot of fear around it for a lot of people.
I think there is fear. It's overwhelming. I think when you say the words AI, it instantly provokes this like sort of big bubble of like, oh, I don't even know what that means, or I think very negatively of it, or it's going to do my job for me or whatever. But I think the thing we're trying to adopt the most at Zoo is that AI is a tool. It's just like other tools. It's been around a long time, although it's exploding into all sorts of, really advanced levels of tooling. I think in general, we are trying to leverage it to be, and I'll probably use the term wrong, but it's of the language of like it being agentic. Like it's supposed to be an agent for you. It's supposed to go out and do things for you that would take your time away. So if you want to leverage it, the best way you can leverage it right now is to do things that make your job faster. It can't do your job for you. It's not there yet. I don't know if it'll be there for a lot of industries. I read an article the other day about, I subscribe to this email called The Daily Carnage, and it's from Korney & Co., which is a digital agency in Philadelphia. And they have a very unique take on marketing. And so one of the articles came out and it was talking about AI like the human sandwich. So you have to be a human to get it to do something. It doesn't do a lot of things on its own, although there are things that do things on their own after it gets like sent that way. But I don't know the full realm of that. But for us, we prompt something, it does something for us, and then we sort of finish it off or tie it in a bow. So the human sandwich, we use it like that. I would say the most at Zoo or Agentic. We get it to go out and do stuff for us. So it doesn't do our code for us, not fully. It might go and do a task. It might go look for an issue with a site and say, okay, this is the issue. What should I do with it? And in simple tasks, we're experimenting on our own side of it, actually going and fixing that. Or it's not perfect though. In fact, sometimes it takes like prompt after prompt after prompt, and I'll watch the developers like prompt it, it'll output something wrong, prompt it again, output. This isn't ChatGPT. This is, there's something called Codex.
I have an analogy of this.
Do you?
It's like, it's good as a parent to get your child to clean the kitchen.
Yep.
But it takes more work to teach them than to clean the kitchen yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, with enough babysitting and nurturing, you can.
And you have to teach it to do it because you want them to do it for you eventually. Like you put in your time doing the dishes. You want your kids to learn it. Plus, of all the other thing it teaches them. But yeah, we get it to do things for us. So we get it to say, hey, like, this client has this idea and we want very quickly to be able to have that sales process turn around for us. So, we take this idea and we prompt AI to spit out a list of requirements based on that idea. Okay, great. Now we have a basis for our estimation. So we'll go and do an estimation even quicker than we could before. It just cuts out a lot of our manual work in some of our cyclic processes, like our sales cycle or our estimation cycle. And then same with developers, using it to like check on things, or write tiny bits of fixation code, or like those are ways that we feel comfortable using it. In design, like our designers are the creatives. AI is not the creative, but AI can, crop a photo quicker than they can, so they can go off and do something more important. Like that's where we find it most useful. And we're really getting into the world of that adoption at Zoo. And, shout out to all the team members. We have every quarter, we try to have it every quarter. We have something called the Tech Town Hall. And that's where we go and talk about very technology specific things. It's supposed to be led by developers, and it's led by the tech director, and it's meant to sort of have their voice on a lot of the things that we then are going out and helping sell, or it helps us sell better. It helps us support, helps us deliver, helps us design better. And obviously AI was a massive topic. So it was kind of cool because we went around the room and we were sort of like, how are we using it? How can we use it? And a really good use case for project managers is that coming up with requirements, coming up with test cases after those requirements. Writing test cases is a really manual part of the job, takes a long time, and it's human effort. So we might not even do the best job as humans.
What's a test case?
A test case is like when we're developing a site, whether it's complex and they're more important in the complex sites where there's a lot of user actions to get to a result. So we might, and we ask our clients to test. They're helping us validate what we built. Did we build this right for you? So we test it internally before we then hand it over to them or demo it to them and say, we want you to go through this test case to make sure it's doing what you need it to do. Because sometimes in some of our custom application development, there's complex business logic that they own or they know best. So they're going to have to help us test some of those things. So we're working on an AI function right now where we can take what's called our code PR. So a developer writes code and then they put it up for what's called PR, which is a peer review. That just means another developer is going to look at it and say, okay, it's kind of like proofreading. So they're proofreading, oh, did you do this? Good. Okay. Then they take that PR and we're going to have AI kind of create a test case from that. Now, it's only as good as the code we developed. So there are some flaws in it, but it's a start to sort of take away a lot of manual time. If we can do things quicker, then we can cost less for our clients too. Like
be more profitable.
Well, there's a balance, right? Like sometimes we don't win jobs because we're expensive. So we want to find that balance between winning certain jobs, being the right price, and then also being profitable. So So I see it in lots of good ways. I think it's really cool that you can like take it and put like, I can take a picture of your plant and it might show me these little spots on this leaf and it'll say, oh, that plant has blah, 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 blah. You should do this, this, and this.
Prefrontal dementia is what it told me. So it's not working so good.
So it might need different soil. You can like literally, that's where I find like the coolest, like some of the coolest like human cases, not necessarily work cases, but how would you know that? You might kill that plant but if you use your little chat GPT, take a picture of it, it might save that plant for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not all bad.
Yeah, I find I'm so excited for what it can bring to business owners. Do you remember that demo by Google? And this is like 3 or 4 years ago. And they had like an early voice sort of AI thing. And it phoned the restaurant and made a reservation for the person.
Mm-hmm.
That to me was like, which would be agentic, I guess, agent-like AI.
Yep.
That to me was insane. Like accounting and bookkeeping should be an industry that can take it over. We use Google as our backend for our email too, like custom domain, but
we're the same.
Go into Gmail and being able to search through my email. Like I got an audit from the CRA for just like one of my things. So I just had to go find invoices, and I already had my books for that year at my house. This is like a month ago. And so I just went in my email because I knew I had them all. And then I just like searched it, who I thought it would be from and what amount, and versus regular search, it was so much better. And it populated like a list, not
only that, but it's like pre-replying to your emails. Like I had a question come in and it was like, oh, what's your date of birth and your, whatever, your address. And Gmail already knew that about me. So it literally pre-filled in a response. And I was like, whoa, like I mean, I still get the control over it. That's the best part, but it did all the work for me. I was like, oh, click,
Yeah.
see ya.
Yeah.
There's a whole new realm of like search, obviously, like that whole AI is like significantly going to change the search engine. It already has, right? So they're talking about, how do we write content? How do we guide our clients to write content different for their sites? Because it's meant to be GEO, which is now the new version of SEO. And
What's it stand for?
G,
Gemini engine
no,
optimization?
no, I'm going to forget the G because it is pretty, we're just exploring it. But I'll get back to you on that G part. But it's meant to be more optimized for AI search. What is the word? I just looked it up the other day and I forget it. Basically, it's meant to say, hey, I'm crawling your site and if your site is like written for this new type of SEO, I'm going to be able to crawl it and search it way better and then summarize better. We use it a lot for our RFPs. We'll take an RFP, we'll put it through ChatGPT, we'll get it to spit out a summary for us. Like there's ways it can help us do our work so much better.
Yeah, I find almost actually the job we did this week, I had to sign a privacy pledge and an NDA, and we do contracts all the time. So I just get the email, drag that legal document into ChatGPT and just like take a look for me, like red flags, let me know. And then it'll bring up some, and then I'm like, are those normal red flags though? Like, because often contracts favor the person writing it.
Absolutely.
They use ambiguity as like a way to kind of cover all the bases. So I'm like, this is fine. I have a contract too, and it's basically like, we'll do everything to make it right. Like,
well, and that's the thing. Have you ever put your own contract through those things?
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it, we said that the other day, like if we're leveraging ChatGPT or AI tools to help us write or, better compose a proposal, we should probably be putting that output into ChatGPT to see how it's summarizing it. Because a lot of people will use that now, especially people who get like a bunch of, RFP responses for a job. It's kind of like resumes. Like you put it through there and it spits you out a couple bullets, a couple summaries. But are we sending the right summary? Is our content sending the right summary if someone else was, digesting it with AI? So those are also like different things we're thinking about too. Like, okay, we use it, but what if people use it on us? What is it doing? Are we outputting the right thing? That. Yeah.
There's a thing I've been doing is anytime I get a book or anything, I try to find like a PDF of the whole book, throw it in ChatGPT and just like, because then I can talk to the book because I don't have the mental capacity to remember everything. And so it's like, then
like business books,
any type. Well, I mean, that's kind of the books I read is like, like the latest book I'm reading is Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. Have you heard about it?
No, but Dan Martell, I recognize that name.
Yeah. He's like another one of those Gary Vaynerchuk kind of guys. He's Canadian though.
Very Vaynerchuk.
Yeah. Very Vaynerchuk. No, but he's very like, he's a coach now for people. And like the book's mostly about like delegating, SOPing, getting like assistance and really like leveraging, any success you built to free you up to do the thing you do. So I find books are funny. Like most books have sort of a format where a lot of it's stories, because stories are like humans love stories. Humans love
the power of storytelling.
Yeah, and like
it's such a cliche.
It is cliche because it's used a lot, but like
it is good.
But it's stood the test of time because people's brains, like we think of ourselves, we find meaning where there is none.
Yeah.
And we put ourselves in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
And so when you tell a story, people put themselves in the shoes of that person, and so then like it's just a better way to communicate. But when you want to just kind of know the TLDR version, like just tell me, just if the book's in there and you can just ask a question.
That's amazing.
And then the other thing I like is if I remembered anything from a story or a book that I've read. Now I don't read fictional books. I just read like basically self-help.
I just don't
profession.
read. I should read more.
I say I read. I
You
buy
chat-
the books and I listen to the audiobook and I'll maybe read through it.
Mhm.
And then, but if I remember a story, then I can go find reference to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if I'm giving a presentation, I can pull, like, one of my favorite books is The Creative Act by, who's the dude? He wears the glasses and he did Def Jam records and stuff. Rodney, doesn't matter. Anyway.
I don't know.
But yeah, if you remember, like, half remember an anecdotal story, then it's like, oh no, I can pull it up from my slide.
I'll tell Tony that. He reads a lot, but I think he actually reads. But he might find that useful.
Anyway.
And he loves quoting books. And it's very big, sort of mentorship guiding for him as books.
Well, yeah, so he could make a project on ChatGPT or Gemini, put all the books in there and have it summarize things, find stories, pull quotes, pull whatever. Super useful.
I'm going to try that.
Super useful. Anyway.
I'll read more.
We're at these stages with this tech where it's like, if the people who can figure out how to use it, it's like we're duct taping things together to make it work. But like the people who win that race are gonna, they're gonna find the success. And those are the inventive types of people will just always find those ways to leverage tools to maximize outputs and results. So
I'm unsure of where it's all gonna go. Like that's a bit scary. Just to know where's the limit, where does it tap out? We're saying the word ChatGPT, like we used to say, I'd Google it. So it's like, where does that taper off? Where's the plateau? Is there one?
Unknown.
Unknown. I know. It's like, I don't know if we knew about any of that in all the things that we've, the technology evolutions, but this one just seems bigger.
Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
The hype's there.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a market bubble right now with it, with the stock market.
Oh,
it's like a whole thing too.
No, I know about that. I know some folks that invest and watch it daily. What's the NVIDIA?
Oh my God. My son bought $100 of it last year. It's up like 60% or something.
Yeah, and it goes up and down. It fluctuates a lot. And it's a big, granted, it's supposed to be one of like the most solid or biggest booming investments right now is the silicon, the AI chip.
It is, yeah.
I think the world's just going to run out of energy for AI.
Yeah.
We already had an energy problem. We just created an even bigger one, and it's somehow not even a topic.
I feel, I won't get into my personal beliefs on the stock market bubble, but I think it's just a tool that's just I still think it's always going to be a tool. It'll just make things a bit easier. It's like a robot vacuum. It's like some people will buy it, some people won't.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's not like it does a good job. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
It'll always need human intervention.
There's too much dog hair in my life for a robot. I have two very big shedding dogs. Robot vacuums don't do it.
Well, let's wrap this up. Kay. Leave some for next time.
Okay. Yeah, there's lots of fun stuff we didn't get to talk about.
Yeah, we didn't. I asked like one question on the list, which is fine.
Yeah.
Anything you want to leave people with?
Oh.
Word of wisdom.
Oh my goodness.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, you really are. Well, if it's work related, I do want to say that I feel very lucky to work at a place that I want to go to every day. I don't think people are that lucky. And so if you're still searching for things you want to do in life, I would say look for something that's fun. And maybe that's not what you think you need, but when you grow up at a place over time and you some days need a reason to want to work hard. I think there's this fun aspect that exists in my life, and it is my workplace. And I never thought that I would value that more than a lot of things, but having fun with the people you work with every day and having a great place to go to work, it tops it all, which is weird to say, but it really drives me. It really keeps me going every day.
Do you feel lucky?
Oh my God. It's so funny. It sounds so cliche, but every time I meet someone new or go to a new place and they ask about my job, I want nothing more than to talk their ear off about how great it is as a place. We have our challenges. We always will. There'll be people that don't think the same as I'm saying right now, but having worked at a lot of places and having, seen outside the doors, it's just such a unique place. And, we're lucky to have two people at the top of it who treat you like family. Like, I consider them like my dads. And to have that at work and to have that kind of like connection that's work and like what feels like a family is like, like I've had kids there. I've been divorced there. I've had a lot of life challenges, and they've been there and caught me every time. So that's pretty lucky.
Sounds like it. Well, if this all falls apart, the studio seems to be working.
Trust me, I feel like there'd be an open door for you there.
Well, if you're there, I got an open door.
Everyone loves you, Matt. Everywhere you go, you exude this just happy, professional. Yeah, like you.
My head's gonna explode if you don't stop
okay,
talking.
I'll stop. But yeah, we're big fans of Matt
Well,
at Zoo.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining me on the show.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You have a lot of wisdom. I think you should give yourself credit for it. It sounds like you and me have a lot in common where we learn things the hard way. It just takes us a little bit of time for things to soak in. I'm really, really happy every time I see you there. And sounds like, you found a really good place.
Yeah.
If anyone's looking to work with Zoo or Jen, you can connect with her through zoo.com or hit her up on LinkedIn or whatever.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Matt. That was really fun.